6 minutes ago, following Alexis Sanchez's arrival, The Sun claimed that Manchester United could add another Chilean to their ranks in Arturo Vidal. The 30-year-old midfielder has been linked with the move away from Bayern Munich in recent weeks following their signing of Leon Goretzka. Vidal was linked with Old Trafford during Louis van Gaal's days in charge and would add depth to a shallow part of United's squad, though Chelsea may provide competition for his signature. 14 minutes ago, Manchester City are pushing to sign Shakhtar Donetsk midfielder Fred before the summer. The league leaders are looking to add a number 6 as cover for Fernandinho, with Yaya Toure likely to leave at the end of the season. City fear the deal could ratchet up in price and want it done before the World Cup. 18 minutes ago, despite Jose Mourinho's insistence that nobody is leaving and nobody is coming in the final days of the transfer window at Manchester United, reports on Monday suggest Zlatan Ibrahimovic is reportedly nearing the exit door. According to ESPN, Los Angeles Galaxy are ready to take the 36-year-old striker away from Old Trafford, even though Ibrahimovic has struggled to fully recover from a serious knee ligament injury sustained last year. Ibrahimovic has not featured for United since a disappointing display against Burnley on Boxing Day, and the capture of Alexis Sanchez in the week since means that the Swede is no longer Mourinho's main alternative to Romelu Lukaku up front. 26 minutes ago, Hull's Jared Bowen appears to be in high demand from a number of Premier League clubs. It comes after his impressive performance in the FA Cup win against Nottingham Forest, with scouts from Everton, Newcastle, Brighton and Burnley all said to have been at the KCOM Stadium over the weekend, the Mail says. But Hull captain David Marshall is reported to have a few words of advice for the attacking midfielder, suggesting a move now would not be the right time. It remains to be seen whether the 21-year-old will heed the warning and continue with the Championship club until the end of his contract in 2020. 37 minutes ago, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang from Borussia Dortmund to Arsenal looks near to completion, according to several reports. The Daily Mail says the deal looks set to go through after the Gunners moved close to the £60 million price tag. Once the deal is finalized, it is thought Arsenal's Olivier Giroud will move to Chelsea should the £35 million asking price be agreed upon. 49 minutes ago, Henrikh Mkhitaryan is set to make his Arsenal debut in Tuesday night's Premier League clash at Swansea. The Armenia international joined from Manchester United in exchange for Alexis Sanchez last week and is expected to feature at the Liberty Stadium. The Gunners are also boosted by the return of Olivier Giroud following a hamstring injury, but fellow forward Danny Welbeck is still missing, as is Santi Cazorla Achilles. 54 minutes ago, Real Madrid are planning a summer of major renovation, centered around top target Neymar, whose move is to be funded by high-profile sales set to have a big impact on the Premier League. Bernabeu sources say there has been a realization of the need to overhaul the top end of the squad, and an awareness that the time of the BBC Karim Benzema, Gareth Bale and Cristiano Ronaldo has come to an end. While President Florentino Perez did not bring in a major star in the last 2 summers and wanted to rectify that this year anyway, he now feels Neymar could be the signing that solves a lot of issues. The Brazilian would be both the massive name the president craves, but also young enough to make sense as the player that represents a new era. There is also an unusual confidence around the Bernabeu that it can be pulled off, despite Paris Saint-Germain's expected refusal. Details here. 1 hour ago, Brighton are set to get themselves a second striker after the club record signing of Jurgen Locadia last week. Leicester's Leo Ulloa is on his way there on loan until the end of the season. Sky's Gullumbalog reports that the Argentine turned down a number of other clubs to rejoin the Seagulls. 1 hour ago, Arsene Wenger has said that he believes Mesut Ozil is ready to commit to a new Arsenal contract, confirming that the player is still in talks about extending his stay at the club. Ozil's current contract expires at the end of the season and he is now available to discuss terms with other clubs. He has so far proved resistant to extending his stay in North London, but at his Friday press conference, Wenger indicated he is hopeful the Germany playmaker will stay. Our intention is to keep Ozil at the club. Hopefully, we will manage to do that very soon, Wenger told journalists ahead of Arsenal's Premier League game against Swansea City on Tuesday. 1 hour ago, Gianluigi Buffon, who has said he plans to retire this summer, is undecided over his future and will meet with Juve president Andrea Agnelli to talk things through. Buffon's contract runs until the end of the season and he had initially planned to retire following this year's World Cup in Russia, but Italy failed to qualify. The future is the least of my problems, he said on a TV program celebrating his 40th birthday. I will meet Andrea Agnelli shortly and I want, above all, to make the right choice. The president is someone who really cares about me, so I'm sure with his help we will make the right decision for someone of my age, and for my possible role in the future. 1 hour ago, new Watford manager Javi Gracia is on the lookout for his first signing at the club. And Sunderland midfielder Didier Ndong appears to be his top target, according to the Mirror. The club had their sights on the 23-year-old under the command of former boss Marco Silva, and Gracia looks to still be interested in bringing the player to Vicarage Road on loan for the rest of the season. Ndong joined Sunderland for a club record £13.6 million in 2016. 1 hour ago, Jurgen Klopp has warned Daniel Sturridge that he cannot promise him playing time in the coming months if he decides to stay at Liverpool. Sturridge's 5-year spell at Anfield could come to an end this month as Sevilla and Internazionale vie for his signature, though a temporary loan move is understood to be more likely than a permanent departure. The 28-year-old has struggled to earn regular minutes out on the pitch under Klopp this season and faces an uphill task to win a place in Gareth Southgate's England squad for this summer's World Cup in Russia. 1 hour ago, Chelsea have not been able to persuade their first-choice transfer pick Edin Dzeko to move to Stamford Bridge, the Daily Star reports. Talks between the two sides have broken down, the paper says, with agreement on personal terms said to have been the stumbling block. Now speculation is rife that Antonio Conte could look to Ashley Barnes, Islam Slimani and Peter Crouch as he seeks to bolster his front line. 1 hour ago, manager Jose Angel Zagunda says Aymeric Laporte has not told him he is moving to Manchester City despite deciding to leave him out of the Athletic Bilbao squad for the game with Eibar on Friday night. The 23-year-old central defender has been a near ever-present for Basque club this season and was originally named in Zagunda's 20-man squad for the La Liga clash. However, Laporte was one of 2 players who dropped out of that group on Friday and played no part as the team's drew 11. Here's the latest. 1 hour ago, Michael Carrick says new signing Alexis Sanchez already looks like a proper Manchester United player. The Chilean January signing made a man-of-the-match contribution with 2 assists on debut in the 40 FA Cup fourth-round win over Yeovil on Friday. And his first 72 minutes in the famous red shirt were enough for Carrick to believe the Red Devils have got their hands on something special. 2 hours ago, West Ham's Diafra Sakho looks set to complete a move to run after passing a medical, the Daily Mail reports. It appears the French club have batted away competition from Swansea and Crystal Palace to bring the 28-year-old to League One for £9 million. But negotiations for possible replacement Graziano Pelle to join the Hammers from Shandong Luneng look to have ground to a halt due to a potential cut in wages, the paper says. 2 hours ago, Antonio Conte has revealed he sees no reason why Michy Batshuayi would want to leave Chelsea, with the move for Roma striker Edin Dzeko on the verge of collapsing after talks proved unsuccessful. The Belgian scored twice during Chelsea's 30-win over Newcastle United to send the Blues into the FA Cup fifth round. He was initially thought to be leaving the club on loan this month as Chelsea looked to bring in an alternative backup to Alvaro Morata, but after the Independent learned the move for Roma's Dzeko has broken down, Conte is now open to keeping him, although admitted it would be Batshuayi's decision. 2 hours ago, Borussia Dortmund have issued an ultimatum to Arsenal over Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, warning that the North Londoners must meet their transfer demands or face missing out on the forward's signature. Arsenal have already seen an initial £44 million bid for the 28-year-old rejected, but are continuing to hold talks with Dortmund as they attempt to reach an agreed transfer fee for the player. The Germans remain open to selling Aubameyang but have made it clear that certain demands must be met. Latest 2 hours ago. Good morning and welcome to today's Independent Transfer Live blog. Alexis Sanchez is now a Manchester United player after finally completing his move, but the January transfer window still has plenty left to offer, with clubs set to spend this before Wednesday's deadline. We'll bring you all the latest news, done deals and breaking rumors throughout the day right here, so don't touch that dial. Without further ado, off we go.